just wanted to come out here and introduce you to a new series of videos that we're going to do, and I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now trying to do this review of this sling pack, trying to get that put together, and also want to start doing a series on survival, and I may just do one video rather than doing several videos. I don't really like doing long videos, but if I could do some shorter episodes, I think I would do that. But I might just shoot all the videos and put them together. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I don't do a lot of how-to videos on this channel. I don't do tactical shooting, how to defend your home. All of my shooting videos are, for the most part, range videos, primary, or I should say basic marksmanship. I did a video on how to zero your M4. I did a video on how to, I did a video on the difference between shooting at the range and training at the range, and how that's different from shooting in a tactical situation from cover to cover. In other words, you're covered and the person you're shooting at is behind cover. I did a video to explain the difference in that, to keep people from thinking that because they can go to the range and hit a target out in the open at 15 yards, I don't want people like that to think that they can get in a gunfight and win with range skills. You can't do it. You just can't do it. And I hope everybody realizes that. Going out to the range and pointing your pistol at the target, shooting until you're empty, and then stepping to the side like this, that's baloney, man. That's the best way I know of to get killed. You get in a fight with a pistol, if at all possible, you get behind cover and stay behind cover and fire when possible. But survival is the key. You want to survive. You don't gunfight at the OK Corral 50 paces and draw your weapon. That's ridiculous. And I think that's what a lot of people who watch YouTube think is going to save them in the end, is their ability to pull a pistol and shoot a target 10 feet away. The target's not armed, the target is not a threat, and as soon as somebody's in front of you that is a threat, everything changes. Everything changes. So what I do on my channel is I do range, fundamental marksmanship type shooting, and I don't put what I know tactically on YouTube for a lot of different reasons. One is I don't want anybody watching my channel and finding out how I defend myself and then coming through the door. I wouldn't want to put on a video on how to withstand a Waco type siege to your home and survive, because I do know that. I know how to do that. Not saying I could do that. I know the theory behind how to do it. But I wouldn't put that on YouTube, because you're just teaching somebody how to defeat you. I have a plate carrier. I want to do a review on it, and I will do a review on it, but I'm not going to say what the armor inside of that will withstand. I'm not going to tell you I can withstand up to a 9mm round, and then you bring a 45 round to defeat my armor. So I think that a lot of the stuff that gets put on YouTube is counterproductive. This is how to defend yourself, and then you learn those skills, and then somebody brings a higher level of skill against you. So I understand a lot of it's entertainment, and that's wonderful. I like watching that stuff, but I really wouldn't go to the YouTube really to find tactical training. That's just my viewpoint on that. But at any rate, we can do a how-to video on survival, and the Okefenokee Swamp, which is near where I live at and where I spend a lot of time, it's not watching my YouTube videos trying to figure out how to defeat me next time I come to the woods. So I can do this survival thing, and we can talk about survival in the situation of civil unrest, which is always a possibility. And so we can do something like that, and then also survival, plane crash, stranded in the woods, lost, or something like that. we'll talk about some of those things, and we'll put together a good series of videos on stuff like that. And I know there is a group of people who like to study that sort of thing, and that is probably the most informative channels that I've seen as far as adding to your own skill set is survival, bushcraft type, even prepper videos. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I don't think the government's going to come knock your door down anytime soon. I'm not saying it's an impossibility, but I just don't spend a lot of time thinking about that sort of thing. But even from what they call preppers, government takeover type preppers, there's nothing wrong with being prepared. And I don't look down on anybody for, if you think the Martians are coming next week, I'm glad for you. This is America. Think what you want to think. I mean, I don't put any stock in that at all. But what I'm trying to say is there's nothing wrong with being prepared. And when men and women sit down and begin to think about how to defend themselves from the elements, from other people, I take notice to that, because the mind of man works the same when you're trying to survive. I think that's one of our biggest faculties in our own mind, our biggest cognitive abilities in the mind of man is to survive. And so I want to hear what people have to say about that. So I get a lot of help from a lot of different sources, and I think that this channel can contribute back to that. And so the first thing that you should really think about in the realm of survival is attitude, whether it's a gunfight, a knife fight, survival in the woods, surviving in the wilderness after a plane crash, or just going out for a hike and getting lost. The biggest element of survival is going to be inside your own mind. Loneliness will defeat you. A lack of a good attitude will defeat you, and what you're going to need is really a killer instinct. You're trying to survive and preserve your own life, but you're going to need a killer instinct. If you don't have the attitude to survive, then you're going to fold under the pressure, especially in the area of immediate danger. What I've noticed just about camping is that a lot of people, you take camping with you, if you want to take the responsibility of taking somebody camping with you that's never been camping before, is once they zip up their tent at night and they're laying there listening to the sounds that go on in the woods, they get terrified. I mean, to the point where they're ready to pack up their stuff and leave right now, middle of the night. It doesn't matter if we got to take a 5-hour boat ride or what to get back to civilization. Those type of people fold under the pressure of just the unknown. What's out there? What's making that noise? It could be a limb falling out of a tree and hitting the ground. It's Godzilla. It's a grizzly bear, and that type of a thing. In order to survive, you have to have the mental ability to overcome your fear. You have to be the top of the food chain when you're in the woods. You have to be the king of the jungle when you're out there. If you can't adopt that mindset, then you're not going to survive. And so the first part of this training course in survival is start right now while you're in civilization and start becoming a survivor. When little problems arise every day, don't stand and wait for your life situations to attack you. Attack it back. And I'm not talking about being vicious or ferocious. I'm talking about when a problem arises, attack it, solve it, get that situation under control, and start becoming a survivor while you're in civilization. And that leads me to say this. We're talking about this go bags and packs and stuff like that. We talk about that quite a bit. Is go ahead and make something like this, a small pack, and when you get caught out lost in the woods, or when you've got to run from a civil situation, the best way to survive is in civilization. So take civilization with you when you go everywhere. Take survival stuff with you. Even if it's a light pack like this, take it with you when you go to the grocery store. You just never know what's going to happen. If you don't carry a pistol on a regular basis, start carrying a pistol on a regular basis. This the terminology of survival type folks and tactical type folks, tactically minded folks, is everyday carry, stuff you carry with you every single day. Adapt that, adapt that into your lifestyle. I think one of my biggest fears about carrying a pack like this is it kind of resembles a purse, but a woman really has a great mindset about carrying. Men tend to laugh at these women carrying around these big old bags, and they've got cameras, they've got everything they need to survive their day, and men walk around with this. That's all a man walks around. Yeah, digital. A man walks around with a wallet, and basically what he can carry in his two little pockets. And the way blue jeans and stuff like that are made, you can't get very much in your pockets. So you don't want to walk around, I understand, with a bag like this all day, but throw this in your truck. And if you're a man, throw this in your truck. If you're a woman, then hey, you've got a bag that you already carry. You've got 10 pounds of paper in there you haven't looked at in 5 years. Throw that stuff away and get you a pocketbook that has inside pockets, and you can slip a pistol in one and a pocket knife in another and a roll of fishing line in another. Just have something with you. Start building what you would think you would need to survive, and you can look at a lot of videos, and people got great ideas about that. But while you're in civilization, while you're driving around your hometown and living your life, start thinking about surviving. And you never know what kind of situation you're going to run into, and for a large part of the population, you're never going to run into anything. But for those of you who are never going to run into anything, add some spice to your life. You're bored with the same old of every day. Adapt a new mindset and become a survivor before you ever get into the woods. If you wait till you're in the woods and the odds are against you, then you're not going to survive. I shouldn't say you're not going to survive, because some people will surprise you. And they can reach down to another level and really have guts about problems that they face. And a lot of people, in that regard, a lot of people surprise themselves about what they can withstand. On the other hand, some people are not, they don't have that mindset to survive. So you need to get the attitude, a killer attitude, to survive. And so we're going to talk about stuff like that. We're going to talk about situations like this along the way. Starting to storm here a little bit, and one of my greatest enemies in life is lightning, so I'm going to get out of here before that starts flashing. But look forward to these series of videos, and I appreciate your support, and appreciate you watching these things, and there's more to come. I wish I had more time, but these things are coming. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.